We're chasing comedy, working on jokes, working on bits, seeing what sticks, seeing what stinks. We're Brian and Dustin, and we're chasing comedy.
What do you got, Brian? You seem very excited. You came in hot. What do you got?
I came in hot, and I'm leaving the same way. All right, so you'll probably go, oh, you know, you're going to go, oh, you talked about this already.
Of course I will. Because you'll be on brand, and that's
no. There's two, but
I
there's
gave up trying to get you to do new stuff. It's fine.
No. It's Gen X and Millennials and Gen Z and all of that. Did I talk?
Yeah.
Have we done that, Adam?
Yes.
That we have. What do you mean? We just don't say yes.
We have.
What did we talk?
We've done something similar.
No.
I don't know until you talk. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Basically, I'm saying I'm Gen X. This is the whole frame. Is that I'm Gen X. I'm a Gen Xer.
Barely.
Anybody else Gen Xer? Okay. And which basically means that I'm too jaded to be woke and too cool to be racist. Okay. That's basically the framework of this whole thing, because I don't have time for either one of those extremes. Okay. Neither of these people have any appeal to me. Both of them are making a play for my political affiliation. Okay. The wokies want me and the racists want me. And I have no interest in allegiance to either one of these two camps. I'm sorry, I can't help you. I know the woke, you know what I mean? And they're not that far apart. You know, and I'm just, I would just want you guys to know that I'm Gen X. I just don't have the energy. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how people schedule their racism is my point. Okay. That's a real time suck. And I really admire your capacity for time management skills, but I can't do it. I just, you know what I mean? I see the marchers in Charlottesville with the white supremacists, and I'm thinking, do these guys have jobs? How do they schedule that? You know, the Jews will not replace us, they're yelling. And I'm thinking, well, they will if you keep blowing off work to show up at rallies. Okay, that's a surefire way to get replaced. Hey, Kyle and Daryl didn't show up again. Get Myron and Irving in here. Those guys show up on time. They're always anyway. And so I want to do some of that is already written, but the other stuff is about the millennials and the Gen Z people and how awful they are. Okay, now have we covered this completely? No, yes.
No, I think it's a little different. Yeah.
Okay, I want the Gen Z people. Where are my Gen Z millennials? Look, you're never going to be. I know you're trying to be as bad, as horrible human beings as you can possibly be, but you're never going to compete with the boomers. They're just set a bar of awfulness that will never be met, and so you have to settle for your own level of terribleness. You guys are awful people. To me, this is funny, but whatever. I did it. I've done it 3 nights in a row. It's gotten me very big, fairly good laughs. I need it to go somewhere. But basically saying that the Gen Z people and the millennial people, who's worse? Who do you think is the worst? I mean, what do you think, Dustin? Who's worse, millennials or Gen Z people?
Gen X is the worst.
No.
Absolutely Gen X. Absolutely Gen X.
We're not involved.
We are, because we don't think we are. That's what makes us the worst. It's like everybody sucks, and half the people making decisions right now. You know, you've got this can't not be political. By the way, but I mean, Elon Musk is Gen X. You know, so he
is.
Yeah. How old is that guy?
How old is Elon Musk? Does anyone know? Adam, how old is Elon Musk?
Let's see. 53 years old.
He ain't no.
Yes, he's Gen X. That's Gen X.
Yeah.
No, it ain't. No, it isn't.
Yes, it
When
is.
Gen X? Is it?
Yes. Dude, you can't be much farther than that, and you're calling yourself Gen X.
I know, but okay, what was Hitler a baby boomer? What are we doing here? Like was Hitler a baby boomer? It was Stalin? What was Pol Pot? Can somebody tell me if Pol Pot was a Gen Zer or a millennial? John Wayne Gacy was a Gen Alpha.
No,
okay?
I'm just destroying your argument. Where it's just like,
no, this isn't an argument. This is comedy. I'm saying,
comedy
what was
is an
Jeffrey
argument.
Dahmer? What was Manson? Was he a boomer?
Yes, I think he was. Actually.
See, this is funny. This is like Charles Manson was a boomer, right? He was a baby boomer, right?
Yes.
What year
60s.
was Charles Manson born?
40s.
That's what I'm talking about. He was a baby boomer. Okay.
Okay.
And he's the standard for crazy, destructive, psychopathic by which all others will be measured for generations.
He was born in 1934.
There you go.
Okay.
A baby boomer. A child of you know what I mean? Whatever.
No, I see what you're saying.
Boomer?
I feel like I'm trying to wrap my head around it in an original way and to make it like, I feel like the word woke is a little charged and kind of tired right now. So I'm trying to figure out, I do like the idea of like, just like the Google Calendar idea, of like.
Well, I want to say that if you're white, you can't be woke. Because that's cultural appropriation, okay? You can't stop it.
Yeah,
There's nothing that white...
Bill Burr, he juiced that whole concept.
He strip mined that whole thing, right?
Yeah,
he ruined.
he did.
Okay, so is there anything in Tutti Frutti? Is there anything in you give white people this, and we'll give you this? Like you give white people
could be a
Tutti
person.
Frutti by.
Could be a person.
Meaning, no, Little Richard, and we'll give you Pat Boone singing Tutti Frutti. Black people gave us, you give white people Miles Davis, and we'll give you Kenny G. Okay, there's nothing that black people can come up with that white people can't ruin somehow, and or something like that. Now, Bill Burr did the whole
he did the
white
entire
women
thing.
ruin. Yeah, he did the whole thing.
He did the woke thing, not just the women. He did. That's really kind of his,
All right. Well, then
he mastered it. He did. I'm not saying yours. I'm not. No. We don't have to like abandon ship. But what he didn't do was the organization thing, which I think is funny, and I think you can zero in on the Nazi, Google Calendar, and these people are complaining that immigrants don't work and all this stuff, and meanwhile they're not at work, doing all this stuff. So I like that angle. I think that's definitely yours. And I think there's something very funny about. And then I love the being recruited by both, and even the word recruited is a good word. Yes, they're both trying to recruit me. I got this guy over here with the flag.
I'm being courted. Being courted, recruited by both sides.
Yeah. Well, courted is good too. It's like what's the romance? What is the racist romance? That's funny.
The racist made me a good offer. I want to hear what the wokies come back with.
Yeah. That's great.
I mean,
that's funny. That makes it yours.
I'm saying I like what you're saying. That I get racial superiority, and you know what I mean. I get that. Okay, wokies, what do you got for me? You know what I mean? Like, equality of okay. That's I like where you're going with this, but what I want something that's akin to the racist appeal of the racists.
Yeah. How do they match it? How do they match it?
Yeah. Because I gotta say that the racists.
Let's think about it. Let's talk it out.
Yeah.
What is an appeal? I would say. What is an appeal?
Well,
like
if you're woke, you actually think that skin color does matter more than anything else. Which is sort of what the racists. I mean, somebody else has done this, but this is not new. Where the idea that wokes and racists are connected. There's a couple comics have talked about this, but meaning that if racists and woke people think that skin color defines pretty much everything. Which is which is kind of scary. Maybe we should cut this part. But anyway, you know what I'm saying?
Let's don't give Adam more work to do. And I don't want to be yelling this stuff out in the hallway at my mom's assistant living place. I already said the N-word once. I don't want to say it again.
Wow.
It ends with an I. The N-word that ends with an I, not the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm trying to like get in on this bit without, creating some sort of, because there's a lot of, this is true. This is a red town. So
I didn't know you were going to be writing from Grey Gardens today. I didn't know.
No, you are. I'm just responding.
Oh. All right. How about this? Then an offshoot of this is that we have all become. This is actually connected, and you know what? This Facebook Facebook is the worst thing in the history of mankind that's ever existed. It really, it's digital Mein Kampf. It is. There's nothing worse than really. And the thing that makes Facebook worse than anything is what Neil Postman said about Sesame Street. He said Sesame Street is a bigger danger to our republic than 60 Minutes will ever be, because Sesame Street fools you into thinking that it's like making education fun. And what it's doing is degrading education slowly by turning it into amusement. And it's a genius observation that he made, right? Because Facebook, with the birthdays and all the quirky stuff, fools you into thinking that it's benign, and it's literally evil. And we've all become content creators, writers, directors, and I
can't believe you're still on Facebook. That's the funniest part.
I know. I know. Well, no, but
that's how Gen X you are. That's how not young you are.
I think that I can get off it. I think that it's like alcohol. I think I can stop it. I think I can control it. You can weigh in on this, because as an addict, you should know this idea that what you think you're on top of something, and you go, no, I'm good, man. I can go on Facebook just for the birthdays. I can just go there for the birthday greetings. It's like, no, you can't. It's crack, it's gambling, it's everything. So weigh in, Dustin. What do you have?
Well, keep talking. I need a second.
Okay, so no, but my point is, we're all writing. We are on staff providing movies, writing a sitcom. Okay, speaking of which, wait, can you do us another? We need Dustin to do another whip pan. Can you do that? One more whip pan. Can you do that? Do that one more whip pan. Okay. Hey, Dustin, can you do a Dutch angle? Can you? I'm gonna throw in I'm gonna throw in some movie my film school terminology.
Now I'm ready. There's nobody in the hallway. Oh yeah. That's it. Yeah.
Give me a whip pan Dutch angle, and then a dolly shot.
Just trying to show you what I was dealing with here.
I think her name was Dolly. I think that was an actual dolly shot.
Yeah, the one that passed by.
That was a shot of Dolly.
That's a dolly for sure.
A dolly shot of Dolly. Okay. Okay.
What am I weighing in on? I'm sorry. I just had to be selective for how far I can go.
That we're all content creators.
Oh, okay.
To basically get Zuckerberg laid, because he didn't get laid when he was in high school. And so the whole thing, Facebook was basically designed by an angry guy to get back at the women who wouldn't have sex with him. And it still is, by the way. And we're all working for him. And there's something wrong with that. We're all on staff, and we're unpaid interns for Mark Zuckerberg. I don't really have a joke here. I'm just saying
but you have a lot to say. So let's stop you so we can try to put some shape into this thing. I feel like my problem with it is I don't believe anything is real. Like anything is real on there. Like I think most of the commentary is, it's somebody either hiding behind some sort of profile, or it's a bot. I feel every time I get some sort of like, if you're halfway attractive and you try to friend request me, automatically bot. There's no way an attractive girl is going to want to be my Facebook friend. There's no way. Like it doesn't even at all. I don't think there's no way. There's no way a hot girl is going to be like, hey, let me see what this comic's doing. Like there's no way. Okay, well, and I've had full conversations where I know you're a bot. Get away from me. Like I just have a whole dialogue with either the robot or some Indian dude that's hiding behind some blonde picture, So it's like, that's my issue with Facebook, where I don't think any of it's real. None of it. It's all like, it's some sort of like, it's a facade, and people hide behind it to either, and it's like it used to be, like they would wear a hood, and then now they wear a profile picture that's not them, and then they, like a SpongeBob picture or something, and then they say these horrible things. But it's like there's something there. There's something there. There's a good bit angle there where it's like
everybody's.
Used to be
Facebook
a hood.
Is basically is a new clan, is what you're saying.
Kinda, where you're hiding behind something, and like there's no courage with being saying these horrible things, but you'll say it on Facebook.
Ku Klux Facebook. It's Ku Klux Facebook. It's basically what it's. It's I don't even know.
Well, there's no face. There's no face. That's the problem. There's no face.
It's Clan Book is what you're saying.
There's no face. That's the thing.
But there's no face.
But I don't know. I think that's an interesting angle because I really think people hide. And that's why there's so much being said online right now. Because people it used to be a thing where it's like you had something to say, we would turn around and look at you and you'd be, okay, here's what I want to say. And you'd be in person and, you'd say something.
Well, I don't know what your experience is with these things in terms of but I sometimes get into, some political arguments with people, and they're real people. I mean, they're not they're
I know
bots,
they are.
So, but what it is it's bread and circuses. It's a Roman Colosseum. It's a digital Colosseum, and we're basically just fighting each other for the entertainment of our tech oligarchs. Okay, and Zuckerberg is just sitting back collecting a paycheck while we're writing memes and providing video. It's amazing that we're all working for this guy. I mean, all of our creativity is going down this rat hole of to put money in Mark Zuckerberg's pocket. Great filmmakers.
Well, TikTok think about is Dustin, where the real money is.
Well, okay, but I'm saying that it's more. There's no guy there, but you can say Zuckerberg because Zuckerberg is more. I think Zuckerberg epitomizes we're a digital community. Look,
he's not even on Facebook anymore.
Of course not. None of these people put their kids on there because they know it's crack and it's horrifying. It's an awful. Everyone needs to get off of social media. It's
a weird bit because I feel like people go to comedy clubs to escape thinking about being online because that's the point of kind of going to a live interaction. So it's a weird one to pull off because I feel people don't want to think about it. People want to just be in the moment with other things. Well,
so it's like you could say that about a lot of comedy.
Yeah,
topics,
I don't know. I don't know. I'm getting exhausted just thinking about it.
Okay.
I mean, we haven't said anything funny. We've said some interesting things because it's not.
I know there's something. There's something.
What do you got? That's the news. Something. F yourself. What do you got?
All right. I go back to the Dolly shot of Dolly walking down the.
Hey,
go with that. There's.
I'm gonna go interview her. How about that?
That was the funniest thing so far on the show.
I know because you've been leading. We've been waiting. Yeah,
I'm waiting for you.
You're not waiting for me. You've been talking the whole time. How are you waiting for me?
This is the nonsense you'll find on Facebook now.
Yeah,
just AI generated nonsense.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's all fake. I know you. I bet some of those people aren't real that you argue with.
Nope.
Oh yeah, it's all bots.
Yeah, but I don't. No, I don't. I know who these people are. I don't argue with bots. They're like that's there's no such thing as that. I don't accept friend requests from people I don't know. It's who does that? Wait,
don't?
What was that? Go back.
How are you going to get fans if you don't do that? Of course you do. You're a comic.
No, not on Facebook. If on Instagram, you want followers on Instagram, but not friends on Facebook. That's a different animal.
No, I mean, it's I don't know. There's really, it's MySpace was kind of the evolution of it. And I felt like MySpace was a good time. You could pimp your page. You could let people know where they stood in your life because your top 8 was everything.
Does anyone remember MySpace? I do. But
everybody in here does.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Well, how about this? Okay, how about this? I know this has probably been done, but let's find another angle. As a Gen Z person, I have skills that will come in handy when the revolution happens and everything falls apart because I can read a map. Obviously, we've talked about this, I think. I can read a map.
Last week. Yeah.
I can remember numbers.
I
can remember numbers. I will survive this, but I want more. I want more of these. What are the other ones? Like the skill sets. People aren't even tying their shoelaces anymore.
I don't think you have skill sets. You're like a artist, actor type. You're not going to have any. You would die very quickly in the woods.
You think that. You would think that. That's what people think about me. That's what people assume that. People assume that. That's always the funny part. It's like Gene Wilder in the movie Stir Crazy. He's like the soft guy. He ends up in the prison cell with the big guy, and they think he's gonna crack before anybody. Hey, Dolly, and he's gonna crack, and they try to break him, and he's the most Zen guy.
Yeah,
that's one of my favorite scenes.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, they put him in an isolation cell. They're gonna break his will. Right? Barry Corbin plays the warden. He puts him in a cell, and he comes back like 2 weeks later after he's been in solitary confinement. Yes. And he goes and he opens up the thing, and right. Gene Wilder comes out. I just need one more day. I was just starting to get into myself. I just need one more day. Right.
All right, so you're that guy. I get it. So you think I'm that guy. You would be able to last? I would. Out there.
You'd be surprised about my power.
Are you a hunter?
No, that's what I have you for. I know that you could skin an elk. I know that you could skin an elk.
Because I don't think Zen is going to save us.
No. But I'll figure something out.
When there's no foundation, and it's basically hunting gathering is the only thing that survives.
Yeah. You'll be able to skin an elk with a hand blender.
Hey, maybe you'll be able to filter water or something. I'll give you some sort of smart thing to do.
I could do something. I made matcha tea just now, so with powder.
I know. So, we heard that. We heard the ice clicking during the podcast. It was great.
Yeah, there's no ice. It's hot. It's hot.
Oh, we heard something. Your change.
There you go.
What the hell is that?
That guy will lead you to death in a week and a half.
That is one of the scariest. That is the least. That is like one of the least attractive publicity stills for my Ukrainian sojourn right there. When I went to help the troops right there. When I went to the Ukraine, I don't know where to get the hairstyle.
I like the hairstyle. I like it. I think you look like the guy from Counting Crows a little bit. I like it. I think it's a good look for you, Mr. Jones and me.
All right. All right.
What is that noise? I keep hearing some video game music. All right.
I think there's a train back there.
Oh, I'm losing my mind. Between the train and Dolly passing by every 4 minutes, it's going to be.
Well, so what else can I come up with for that's good for the fact that we're living in a television show right now with never mind. We can't talk about that. That's politics. Okay, back out. Never mind. Right? Back to Dolly. Do another whip pan to Dolly, right?
No, I mean, it's it's bleak, so what if it all crumbles down, well, here's the thing. I feel like all the entertainment now is that it's like every TV show is like, apocalypse.
Squid Game.
Kinda. Yeah. It's like that. And like This Is Us or Last of Us or whatever. Yeah. It's like, it's all like these things that I actually did a post on Facebook, and I regret doing it, but I did it, and I was basically like, what can you offer, in case I need some people in my tribe, how are we gonna, like, I told him what I could provide, which was hunting, fighting, shooting, arrows, whatever, Native American stuff, whatever things I've learned, along the way. Yeah. Okay. In my trail of tears. And so, and then it's like,
in your trail of tears. Okay.
What can you bring? And people would list what they're good at, what they can make tea from scratch, or they can, yeah, exactly. Look how, that looks so natural. Notice how yours looked like just a mess. This looks like that guy would lead you into a better frontier.
There you go.
That guy would find where the food is right there.
Okay, that guy looks like Liberace slept with with Daniel Boone.
Even an ounce of Liberace. I don't even know what you're talking about. There's so much man in that photo, and your insecurity just came out calling me Liberace.
You have an ascot.
That's not an ascot. It's not an
ascot. Yes, it is.
Is it? No, it's not. So. It's like a thing that's going down. You don't see my neck. Let's see.
It
Well,
looks like an ascot.
Well, I don't have that outfit, just so you know.
That was
the ascot might have been something that was added on the internet.
I don't have the hair either, so you know that hair that I have.
You got that hair. If you grew it out, you'd have that hair.
Maybe, but
maybe you're pretty close to your hair.
All right.
Anyway, there's some nice leather going on, so I'm okay with this. You know, I'm okay with an ascot.
I have nothing but love for this photo.
No man wants to be called Liberace, though. I'll tell you that. Just me saying that we would kill your tribe in a week and a half is not as bad as calling a man Liberace.
First of all, Liberace was a very...
I'm just saying.
I'm basically a mass murderer then. All right.
Pretty much. Liberace. Elton John I could take, you know. Elton John I'm okay with.
How about Charles Nelson Riley?
Yeah, that's solid. That's solid. I'll go with that.
All right.
Let's spin the wheel. This show it's going off the rails. and the wheel's going to be in delay because the internet is off. So it's one of those shows. But at least we're doing a show.
Yeah, we're doing a show.
I wasn't going to do a show. I was going to cancel. I was like, you know what? Let's do a show. Who cares?
Let's do a show right here.
Right here at Emerson Harvest Hill, Plano, Texas. All right.
Let's see what we got.
Gen Z versus Gen X.
We got modern coffee orders.
Oh, man. That's too hacky.
Love it.
Is it? Modern coffee orders?
There's something to be
pretty
said for
hacky.
this.
That's pretty hacky.
Right? Is there a way? But
all right, we'll go off. Well, you give me what you got. What I'm thinking of is bits I've heard, but do you have some original take on it? What do you got? I trust you. You do.
No. Obviously, you don't want to go the whole, double soy latte thing, But you would have to. There had to be something like that. There's something emotional in that, where it's like a side of. What would be something like that shows the bleakness of the future of this generation that is like forced into the gig in the gig economy.
That's kind of funny. Where it's just like you went to a Gen Z coffee shop, and all the coffee names were depressing. They were basically something, I don't know. Like, is that what you're thinking? I don't know. Like,
could I get an economic downturn latte?
Yeah. That's kind of funny. Like, that's not bad. That's not bad.
I'm making less than my grandparents. The loss of the American dream. I mean, these are all sucky, but
no, they're not sucky. What's great? Yeah, a Gen X coffee shop, a Gen Z coffee shop, a Boomer coffee shop. That's kind of funny. Like the orders. The orders would be kind of funny.
Well, I went to a Boomer coffee shop and I got the exploit the environment muffin and the rape the environment muffin and loot the future. And I went to a Gen Z about it. Bitterness at the bitterness. Boomer bitterness matcha.
I ordered a coffee all just black and they threw it out.
Wow. Yeah. And they threw it out, baby. We got the magic going now. I ordered.
That's not bad. You could pull something off like that because you do like these pieces. So I think
So you're saying I went to the Boomer and I went for just black, or is it then they threw me out, or they threw it out?
They threw it out. No, I'm just saying the whole thing about I don't know. I mean, it feels kind of corny, but I think you should try it at least once. Like because you could give it, if anybody could give it life, it would be you. I would bail on that in 3 seconds.
No, but I like the idea of it being kind of a museum of generational misery.
Yeah,
like you see that there's the face of desperation and the look of late stage capitalism on the faces of everybody making your blueberry muffin over there. Right? Like there's something that's hollowed out. The hollowed out future. I went to a Boomer coffee shop and I don't know, there was just it was just racism and muffins. But I went to, I don't even know. I went to the Gen Z and there's the whiff of desperation with a hint of desperation, like it's like some kind of tea with a whiff of with generational desperation or financial despair. Or I got my living in my parents' basement latte and my There's definitely something there, but it have to be really short and it have to be
like
smelly.
I went to the Gen X, and whatever. What can you say about Gen X? It was just like I don't even know anymore. What's a Gen X thing? I have the punch. I just don't have the setup. You give me the setup, I'll give you the punch.
Yeah, you mean Gen X?
Just go, and I'll give you the punch.
Oh, you mean a Gen X coffee shop?
Coffee shop, yeah.
All right, so I went to a Gen X coffee shop, and I ordered a blank, and they gave me a blank. I ordered I didn't, but I went to a Gen X coffee shop, and everybody was too tired and wasn't interested in making me anything. I went to a Gen X coffee shop, and everyone was in their 50s, so they had cashed out and stole their stock portfolios in the place and sold it to a venture capitalist who turned the place into a vegan pet store. I don't know, whatever. I don't know. Wait, hold on. Isn't this where Slippin' Jimmy? Isn't this in Slippin' Jimmy from
Better Call Saul?
From Better Call Saul? Got most of his clients. It's a bingo game. You're missing it.
Is this punch better with the boomers or the Gen X? You say all the stuff and then you go, yeah, but the music was better, or something. I don't know. I just thought that was
the boomer. Yeah, boomers. Oh, I hate the boomers.
The music's pretty good though.
Yeah,
the music's probably the better, I guess, than Gen X. Well, it's
there's
debatable.
something. I know there's something to me very funny about. Oh, never mind. We're not going down this route. But there's something very funny to me where I berate the audience. I berate the people in the room and say, you give the Gen X, the Gen Zers this, give them a college degree and they'll give you anti-Semitism. I don't know. To me, there's something funny. I'll laugh at this shit if you won't. But anyway, it's the kids. I want to rip the kids. I want to say, and they don't even understand that it's funny. I'm just saying, listen, you kids are just awful human beings. And there's going to be, by the way, a really good generation is on the way. I don't know who it's going to be. Dustin, what do you think? Alpha?
Well, the problem is Gen Xers have no business having kids. And like we aren't meant to have children. And when when we do, this is what happens. These little Gen Zs. And so it's the result of us, because those of us that don't have kids are fine. You and I don't have kids. We're fine. It's, I think it's just.
Yeah, but I see them as our kids. I see this next generation. Those are my children. Meaning that I'm here to school them. I'm here to give them bad information and encourage them to make all the wrong choices. I don't know, something funny about the Gen Z kids. You're just the worst people. That's something, I don't know why that's funny to me. It's just me. It's just, I got nothing. Back to the coffee shop. Well, what's another place like a sandwich shop? Like they, there's what's the Panera Bread? Panera Bread for millennials, a coffee shop for millennials. It's a whiff of desperation with your muffin. I got nothing. I got nothing. Where's the wheel? Whip pan to the. Okay, whip pan to Hume Cronin and Jessica Tandy walking down the thing. There's a reference nobody's gonna get.
Oh my god.
Okay, I got nothing. I got. Dustin is sinking deeper into that couch. His shirt is actually becoming swallowed up by the couch. Okay. Whip pan. Spin the wheel. I'm vamping. There's an Arnold. Okay, yeah, of course. I ain't saying nothing. Yeah, you and me both, buddy. Yeah, that's funny. There's our video. You wanted video clips? I swear to God, it really is. It really is. This is like the Golden Girl. It's like Golden Girl's human centipede over there.
Oh, gee.
It's like it's like the geriatric human centipede, right?
You have no idea. You have no idea.
It's an octogenarian human centipede.
It's the only place I can get internet.
I'm so glad we did this show. This is oh my God, this is frightening. It really is. It really is.
It's funny.
What retirement community is this? Right? Are you in Boca Raton? Where are you?
It's kind of it's Dallas though, but it's one of those places, you know.
Open up a pickleball place in that.
Well, here's the thing about with this place is like a lot of these places. Have you been to a lot of these places? You know, you're familiar with them, performed or whatever. I performed at a few, and my favorite is the 55 and up. Like, and then I'm thinking to myself, 55, like, who's
55 and up?
Who's coming in here at 55?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I get it. I mean, I'm happy my mom's here. She's great. We're having a good time. Everything's great. But it's like, you know, she's 80. You know, it fits. But I'm like, 55? That would be insane.
50.
I'm sitting here,
50.
you know, cranking up, you know, Pearl Jam in my room. You know?
Yeah, that would be 55.
You know what I mean? That's like, there's just something funny about this. Like that'd be a sitcom, 55 and up, and then you're the 55 guy, and then everybody else is, you know.
Or maybe it's like Bosom Buddies. Somebody poses as an old person so they can be because they need cheap housing or something. That would be really fun.
Well, I mean, it is pretty cheap. It's like Astoria, New York prices, and you get food. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's a really funny. I mean, I can't believe no one's done that. Like the posing as an elderly, you know, for everything, the food, everything. You get like all kinds of AARP discounts
for like the movies. Stuff. Well, we could almost get them now, but for the movies and stuff.
Yeah, true.
But that's just so funny. It just makes me laugh.
Or you can make it into this video. How do we know that wasn't what isn't that what was that show with Jackass where the guy posed as the old guy movie?
Oh, yeah, that's so funny. Grandpa, old grandpa.
Yeah. Grandpa character.
That's so funny. All right. Well, maybe we got to wrap up early today. Let's do one more wheel. I apologize for the chaos, but I think we got some funny shots. I think we should show that I think we should do the video.
Yeah.
I think we got a hit on our hands. We just don't know it. We'll use
I was trying to find the Sopranos clip where Tony puts his mom in the in the nursing home.
Because sometimes that stuff's funny. I mean, Brian and I are crushers, but you can't beat a walker walking by, you know?
No. It's like we got it's like the podcast. It's a podcast version of Cocoon we're doing today. It really is. Cocoon the podcast.
My mom tried to get me booked here. Like she talked to the person. Yeah, my comment. I was just like, Mom, what if that goes wrong? And then she's got the son that like had a meltdown. By the way, speaking of Cocoon, didn't they make Cocoon 2? Which is like kind of weird that you would have a movie about like old people about to die and then you made a sequel. Well, they got healed. They got healed.
I understand that. That's I don't know. Yeah, they did, but the actors didn't.
I don't think you understand. You know? I don't think you quite understand how big Steve Guttenberg was in the 80s. If you have an opportunity to put him in a movie, you do it.
He was like the Wilford Brimley of that time.
Wilford Brimley was like 49 in that or something.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Steve Guttenberg is the Wilford Brimley, you know what I mean, of being Hugh Cronin.
I just saw a movie where he played a comedian, and it's the craziest movie. And it's like a horror film thing. And
is that the Dark Backward or something?
No, that's a good one. You seen that?
No.
That's a really good one. Did I tell you to see that?
What's the Steve Guttenberg horror film on?
Adam, can you look that up? Just put horror film Steve Guttenberg. It's like last year or something. It's pretty new.
Okay.
It's so bad you have to watch it just so you can watch it with me. Or talk to me about it.
A comedy horror film. I love it.
Not really a comedy.
Oh, was it Lavalantula?
No.
Where's the spiders that come out of the volcano?
No. No. He plays a comic.
Let's see.
Wow.
He plays like he's like a Nick DiPaolo. If Nick DiPaolo was really famous, like a edgy guy or something.
Wow.
It's on Tubi.
Oh, Heckle. Is it
yes,
Heckle?
Heckle, yes. Yeah.
Heckle?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
I mean, you got Tubi. Tubi's easy to get. It's free. But
Right.
you got to watch it for next time, and we'll just do an entire episode.
All
to
right.
bad.
Just on that.
Well, you know what? No. We'll do this. We'll do bad stand-up comedian movies.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like Punchline is good.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to watch The Dark Backward. That one's actually pretty weird and amazing. It's got Bill Paxton in it, which is pretty great.
Yeah. Judd Nelson, right?
Yeah. Have you seen it, Adam?
What was it called?
The Dark Backward.
Dark Backward.
No.
Okay.
It's one of the few. It's one of the few movies that feature, like comedy. There's not many movies about stand-up comedy.
There's more than you think.
Stand-up comedy.
There's more than you think.
More than you think. Yeah, that's true. But where stand-up comedy is like a featured kind of player.
They're out there. A lot of them don't get the light of day because I've always said that's why the TV shows don't last and all that. Seinfeld was a different animal because it had so many brains in it, and it went somewhere else. Jerry's little thing at the end was really just kind of gravy.
Right.
But the reason that Crashing and like I'm Dying Up Here and all that didn't work is because comedians think of stand-up comedy is more of an interesting craft than the rest of the world does. And so I think we think it's more interesting than most people do. And so that's why a lot of these things just, that's why.
Yeah, that's true.
Because people think they can do it, and that's why they don't respect it. I mean, a lot of people are starting to. I think this is the most it's ever been respected is this generation. Because they go to shows and they stand behind comics they like. And, it's actually better than it's been in a long time. But, I mean, it used to just be Johnny Carson. And if you were a Johnny Carson comic, you got respect. And then it's like if you didn't have a sitcom, you were just a kind of a throwaway comic. But now I feel like they really.
Well, there's totally unknown comedians.
You.
There's totally unknown comedians that are massively popular. That's a very that you've never heard of that before. That's like
it's incredible. It's
like you would think it
was like that.
That's really the paradox of that there's incredibly famous celebrity comedians that no one knows about.
Or nobody like us, like a Comedy Circle, or
Well, if you like Andrew Schultz is really funny, huge following all over the world. But if you say his name, like nobody goes like Seinfeld or something like that. Andrew's not like a household name. Soon could be because
if you're a phone head, he is.
Yeah, phone head would.
I mean, if you scroll on your phone all day, you're one of those people. Then you know who he is.
That's probably true.
Yeah. I'd say the other day, it took me 3 days to get Theo Von out of my feed. Like,
right. That's like a perfect example. Like, yeah. Like, no, but think of somebody who's a comic who's like really tours. Like Dane Cook. Dane Cook built his own world. And then everybody's like, who the hell's Dane Cook?
Yeah,
and
but he was in movies and all that stuff.
No. I'm talking about before when he built his following and he became this huge comic. And a lot of people were like, what? Like, and he was really smart and he built his following. But you didn't know him as a stand-up until he exploded as a stand-up because he had this huge following. He went under the radar and then he did movies and he got all these offers and stuff like that. But that's an interesting phenomenon about non-celebrity famous people.
Well, Nate is the biggest comic in the world, and people. I mean, he already sold out 3 nights at the Garden. Yeah. Most people the generation of people that know Robin Williams don't know who he is. There's True. So many people. You're like, what? What's that name?
But like when Nate got on SNL, and I'm sure people were like, who's this guy? And then he was so funny on the show, and the sketches were great, and I'm sure that like solidified his like comedy.
It
stature
does, but I'm just saying, there's still people that unless you're just familiar with the comedy world.
But I think there's people out there that aren't even in that league, like where Adam, like Andrew Schultz is like a world. He's like sells out in Singapore.
That's a specific thing. And then all the cronies on the show, those guys sell out too. And you're like, Oshkosh and whatever, all those guys.
Yes. Akash.
It's like, they don't, it's pretty amazing. They're selling out arenas, and Shane Gillis, he's a guy that's, selling out crazy.
Yeah. So there's people out there that are very, there's people out there that are like from the podcast world that have a huge following, but you don't think of them as like, oh, that guy. Like Bert Kreischer is a perfect example of somebody who's like internet, like huge and sells out every which way. And if the average person on the street, it's not like there was a time when you said a name like a TV star or somebody that sold out, Liza Minnelli or something, like nobody would sell out Madison Square Garden who wasn't like a real household name. But now you can be that if you have a big following and be a huge kind of star without having common knowledge by everybody. There's no common cultural.
Well, there's not just 4 TV shows anymore. That's the problem. So people. All right, Adam has some stand-up comedy list movies. 11 movies. What do you got?
Yep. All right. So here we go. 11 movies about stand-up comedy. So we got here Rubberface with Jim Carrey. This was back in 1981.
Oh wow.
All right. So the plot is similar to Punchline.
Similar to Punchline, with Carrey as an aspiring comic who helps bring a quiet, meek woman out of her shell with stand-up. I've never heard of this. Wow.
Yeah. This might have been his first movie, too.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It was either this or Love at First Bite.
Oh, what a classic.
Yeah, Love at First Bite.
King of Comedy, that's a good one. That's one of my favorites.
JoJo Dancer, obviously.
That's terrible. That's pretty bad.
Yeah, not a good film. Punchline, of course.
He should have played himself, It's like, it's weird when people play themselves and they're still alive.
Yeah.
It's just never, Muhammad Ali did it, like that's a funny thing. Just the idea of playing yourself is just weird.
Starting with a car that only drives in reverse and not enough money to pay his 567 phone bill to get ahead of its local car. He's sleeping with the club owner.
Where are you getting all this? What are you reading?
I'm reading.
That's Talking Dirty After Dark.
Oh, that's a good one. That's who did that one?
Martin Lawrence.
It's Martin Lawrence.
Oh, okay. Talk Radio, is that on there, or is that not I guess he wasn't a stand-up.
No, Talk Radio. Mr. Saturday Night.
That's a great movie, though.
Yeah.
Can you move that a little faster? Or is that as fast as it goes? That's like the slowest scroll.
Yeah,
it might be lagging a little bit.
Oh, because I'm in a slow home.
Oh, did you say? Did you ever see Funny Bones?
No.
Did you ever see that one? Jerry Lewis and Oliver Platt. What a weird movie that is.
That sounds. Maybe I have.
It's a British movie. It's bizarre and strange, and I saw it in a movie theater, and I remember just walking out, scratching my head, just bewildered by it. Right?
Yeah.
Jerry Lewis plays Oliver Platt's father.
Jerry Lewis. Wow.
Yes.
I love Jerry Lewis.
Yeah.
He's fantastic. He got a little weird at the end, but he's great.
Yeah.
All right, this is going too slow. Just read them off. I can't wait for this to scroll.
All right, there's just 3 more. The Jimmy Show and
some Frank Whaley movie, which I don't know. Funny People was Judd Apatow's
Funny People,
movie.
That was terrible.
Yeah.
And then Obvious Child.
I don't know what any of those are.
Who spent a season outside that is famous, dropped an F-bomb in her first episode, so he's an up-and-coming stand-up comedian who accidentally gets pregnant after a one-night stand. The movie is charming. Okay, whatever. All right, Obvious Child. I don't know.
David Cross is in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have thought there were more movies. Where's The Dark Backward? It ain't on there.
Have you seen The Dark Backward, Brian?
No. I heard about it over the years, and I've yet to see it.
Try to see it before we do the next podcast.
All right, I will
try to see Dark Backward and try to see. Well, you're not going to be able to finish Heckle, but just start it.
Okay. Okay. All right. I'm going to have a Steve Gutenberg Film Festival.
Okay. So Watch Heckle is
Wait,
really
can we get
good.
one final shot?
And
Can we
watch
get one final shot of somebody on your at where you are? Can we do one more whip pan?
I don't think I think it's nap time.
All right. All right. All right, folks.
All right, this was interesting. I appreciate it. Thanks for putting up with
as we said.
my madness. I appreciate it.
You got it.
And next time I'll be we'll be back on regular schedule. This is an experimental show.
Yeah. It's like the dark backward.
Like the
All right.
All right.
Well, folks, that's our show. It's time for us to go. Make sure to follow us, give us a like, drop us a comment, and always subscribe. We're Chasing Comedy on all the socials. We hope you had a gas, had some laughs, and maybe you learned something too. Until next time, we're Brian and Dustin, and we're chasing comedy.